You go through life kind of, for most of us, especially if you look at the color of my hair, it seems like a blur. For the most part, there are some events in our life's journey, though, that really stand out. And for Melinda and a group of folks that helped save a life, my gosh, I dare say that is something that Melinda will be remembering until she finally makes that transition years from now. But I suspect the family of the young boy that was saved, I don't think there's a question that they will always remember her for her sacrifice and what she did. My presence here today is a minor role. Melinda, you are the star of the show, and we are so grateful for your quick thinking, but more importantly than that, it takes a special person that will put themselves in total disregard to help save someone else. And I don't know if you've ever had an experience like that before, but maybe you didn't know that you had that within you, but you jumped into action and you demonstrated a sense of character. And I tell people all the time, our nation would be a much better place if we still lived by those age-old principles of love your neighbor as yourself and do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And there's no greater love that a man has or a woman has that they would lay their life down for a friend. And in this case, someone that you did not even know. And so whether you know it or not, your character serves as an example to many, especially me. So without further ado, Melinda, I wanted to present you with this proclamation. We really do get old. I have to put these things on to even read my own handwriting. From the United States House of Representatives, a proclamation recognizing Melinda Wilms as she is presented the Carnegie Medal. On behalf of the people of Ohio's 6th Congressional District, I am honored to recognize Melinda Wilms as she is presented the Carnegie Medal. Established in 1904 by Andrew Carnegie, the Carnegie Commission was created to recognize outstanding acts of selfless heroism. The Carnegie Medal is awarded to those who risk their lives to an extraordinary degree while saving or attempting to save the lives of others. Today we honor a true local hero. The word hero is used far too casually these days, but in this case, the word certainly applies. It was definitely earned. Melinda is a hero and is very much deserving of this prestigious award. On July 29, 2019, Ms. Wilms played a critical role in a heroic water rescue in Mosquito Creek Lake near Cortland. A 12-year-old boy was with 5 other children playing in the reservoir when he chased a soccer ball into deeper water and struggled to stay afloat. Christine L. Beeler, a stay-at-home mom of Niles, who had brought the children to the lake that day, entered the water and swam about 150 feet to the boy who was panicking. The boy submerged Baylor as 43-year-old Police Sergeant Mark Krompaski and Melinda Wilms responded. Wilms extended a pool noodle to the boy, who held on while she swam back to the beach, towing him. The rescue of the young boy was a direct result of Melinda's quick thinking and acting without hesitation or regard for her own safety. Because of her heroism, a tremendous tragedy was avoided. Thus, with great pride, I recognize Melinda Wilms for her selfless, life-saving act. On behalf of a grateful community, I thank her for her heroic actions, and I wish her and her family the very best. Signed on this, the 23rd day of August, 2021, Bill Johnson, Member of Congress. And I'd like to present that to you.
Thank you so much.
You are honored to
can echo what Congressman Johnson has said. Very proud of you and your heroic deeds. And I'm here today to present also a proclamation to you. Whereas on July 29th, 2019 was a life-saving day for Melinda Wilms. On this nice summer day, Melinda went to Mosquito Lake with her sister and 2 nephews. She noticed some kids playing in the water with the ball, and shortly after 2 adults were running into the water, Christine Beeler and police officer Mark Krimpansky. And whereas Melinda's previous experience as a lifeguard kicked in and she quickly responded to a 12-year-old boy who was struggling to stay afloat. She had a pool noodle that she had given the boy and began towing him back to shore safely. Melinda's courageous actions that day helped save the life of this 12-year-old boy. And whereas, according to researchers, empathy and compassion for others are key variables that contribute to heroic behavior. People who rush in to help others in the face of danger and adversity do so because they genuinely care about the safety and well-being of other people. This statement describes Melinda. Melinda's confidence and training made her a hero that day, and she is truly an inspiration to everyone. And whereas Melinda graduated from Salem High School and had been a lifeguard at Centennial Pool, and afterwards continued being a lifeguard in college. She is currently a special education teacher / intervention specialist at Akron City Schools. After years of living out of state, we are pleased to have her back home in Salem, Ohio. And whereas today we are extremely happy to celebrate the selfless efforts of Melinda Wilms, now therefore I, John C. Berlin, Mayor of the City of Salem, do hereby proclaim Monday, August 23rd, 2021, as Melinda Wilms Day throughout the city of Salem. Congratulations. Thank you.
As it was mentioned, to be eligible for recognition by the Commission, one must risk his or her life to an extraordinary degree to save or attempt to save the rescue of another human being. And I spoke to a few folks a little bit earlier. What we really are here to recognize, though, this is not a life-saving award. It's not a lifetime service award. We recognize all of the very deep human elements of a moral choice that's made in a very split second. It has long-lasting implications for everyone involved. Sometimes lives are lost, but lives are always changed in these incidents. But what shines through is the hope. It's the hope that the rescuer leaves with us to carry on and try to do likewise. You know, we're not all going to be in a position to make a dramatic rescue of another human life, but we are daily in positions where we can be better people. We can be a little less self-centered. We can be a little bit more selfless in how we see others and what we see in others. You know, we look for maybe too often angels in white robes when the people that might save you are standing right around you. So we need to kind of, I think, change our perspective a little bit. And it's the heroes like Melinda that are all around us that help us adjust, I think, our perspective in our daily lives. Of the hundreds of cases that the Commission investigates and examines every year in terms of nominated cases, just over 10% are ultimately awarded. And it's those that meet our awarding requirements of extraordinary risk to the rescuer, also full knowledge, leaving a place of safety, and very importantly, the rescuer is under no obligation to act. We also we recognize routinely, you know, our first responders, police, but they're held to a little bit of a different standard because it has to go beyond their calling, beyond their oath, beyond their training and equipment. But what they do for us, I think, every day should be applauded as well. Awardees of the Carnegie Medal come from all different walks of life, racial, ethnic, religious, socioeconomic backgrounds. What they have in common is they made that moral choice. And another thing they routinely have in common is they're very humble. And I think we would all immediately recognize that, and that's what makes it extra special as well. In all cases, that choice is made. In all cases, the rescuer puts their life on the line. In some cases, that life is lost. 20% of medals, Carnegie medals, go posthumously to those who lost their life in their rescue attempt. And then in some cases, which we especially like, strangers work together to save strangers, which I think says a little bit more about what we're capable of doing when we're at our very best. Melinda certainly embodies Carnegie's ideal of a hero within our society and among us. So we're here today, and we're honored to bestow this medal and this honor on Melinda, and also to make sure that her story is told and stories of her fellow heroes are told, so that, again, maybe we can create better neighborhoods, better societies, maybe a better world. That was Carnegie's dream. All that said, I'm not going to read the full summary of the acts. I think we've covered the facts of the rescue, but it is time to do what we came here to do, and that is with great honor to bestow on Melinda, if we can come in here, gentlemen, a little bit closer, the Carnegie Medal for extraordinary heroism. So, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's my honor.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's truly honored. Thank you all for coming. I don't even know what to say. I'm so grateful for this. I'm thankful that young man, hopefully he has a great life. And I would echo everybody's words here to just be kind to each other, be respectful, but certainly look out for each other and help each other when you can. So we were camping at Mosquito Lake, my sister and my nephews who are here behind us. We decided to go swimming that afternoon. There was a little confusion. I'd seen the kids earlier trying to chase that ball, told them just let it go because I didn't even think it was safe for me to swim and go get it. Came back in, we were debating whether or not to leave. We heard the commotion, we heard the kids screaming. I saw the police officer run in and I yelled I'd been trained and I could help too. He let me know that there was more than one person out there to go and help save the others. So we swam in and we pulled those guys out of the water. It was panic. I knew it was going to be bad. I honestly was not sure that it wasn't the officer's daughter that was going under as hard as he was running in, and I thought that would be horrible for him to have to deal with that. And I thought if I could jump in and intervene, and then when I pieced it together, it was a different family and they needed more help. I was even looking for other people to come in. Everyone was getting out. So I actually was able to talk with the boy. The officer had already pulled in Christina, and I told him who I was. I told him I was a teacher. He could not answer my questions. I knew he was already in shock. I asked him if he could hold on to the pull needle. He did get a hold of that. I told him again I was a teacher. I was going to do everything I could to keep him safe and get him in. He still didn't talk to me clear till we got to the beach, so I just started towing him in, and he held on tight. And there was another young lady out there that swam back in with us. I am a special ed teacher. My group is mostly emotional behavior children, so I feel like my superpower is staying calm. Now, after everything happens, I totally break down, but calm is what I can bring. I can usually bring a calm out of chaos. I feel very honored to be given that title. I'm truly humbled by that. I don't know if I feel like a hero, but I was certainly glad I was there that day. 4 kids lost their mom that day, so that was terrible. I hope that those kids are taken care of. Another young boy got to survive, and he has to live with that too. So that's going to be hard and emotional for him as well. So I hope they're all getting the help they need, the support they need, and if there's anything I could do, I would certainly help them with that.
I wouldn't miss this. You rarely get an opportunity to pin a medal on a hero. I mean, when I was on active duty in the Air Force, I only pinned a Purple Heart once to one of my troops that was wounded in Saudi Arabia in the Khobar Towers bombing in 1996. Today, we presented a medal to a true civilian hero who put her life on the line to rescue a young child. And you can't say any more than that. The life that she saved, I'm sure that young boy will never forget the sacrifice that was made for him. As I mentioned when I presented her with the proclamation, the scriptures say there's no greater love hath a man that they give their lives for a friend. When you do that for someone that you don't even know, it's spontaneous. I mean, it happens without reflection or without thought, without concern for personal safety or regard. I think that that is unbelievable, and I think we could all only hope that we would aspire to be of that same character if we were faced with that, but not everybody is.
Well, it's been a tradition of the Carnegie Hero Commission to recognize people in the communities around the United States and Canada for their heroic service to the community. And it's always nice to take time and pause and reflect back on what has happened and the fact that Melinda did actually save the life of a young child who has his whole life ahead of him. So we're very proud of Melinda, and it's very important that we do recognize people. There are many unsung heroes that are amongst us on a daily basis, but every once in a while it's time to recognize someone for their actions. I really don't know. I hope I have that inside of me when the time comes. But for Melinda, it's very good training as a lifeguard. I know I went through lifeguard training myself as a young boy. I never did take a job as a lifeguard, but it's a very difficult thing to save someone's life. You have to overpower them, you have to hang on to them, and also keep yourself afloat. So I've never been put in that position, but I would hope I would respond with training.
It's Carnegie Hero Fund Commission, established by Andrew Carnegie in 1904. It's a private foundation established by Carnegie to recognize and support civilian heroism in the United States and Canada. Hundreds of nominated cases come to us every year, and they're all life and death scenarios. They involve life-saving on the part of a rescuer, but only about 10% is ultimately awarded, in that it adheres to and meets our awarding requirements, which requires two things fundamentally: that the rescuer risk his or her life to an extraordinary degree in affecting or attempting to affect the rescue, and also that we're able to establish the facts of the rescue. And our investigators work all year round on the nominated cases to establish them, the facts of what happened and when, where, and who did what. That's a very crucial key ingredient and component of our awarding requirements, is that the individual rescuer must have no obligation to act in behalf of the victim. So they make a very important moral choice in a split second, most times for a stranger, and that has wide-ranging and long-lasting implications for the rescuer, for the rescued, really for everyone involved. But what we do is we're here to honor and recognize Melinda for that moral choice she made in that split second to risk her life for a stranger. That's very difficult. We recognize the gravity of each and every one of the nominated cases, the impact on the lives that are involved. Sometimes they end well, sometimes lives are lost, rescuers, victims, sometimes both. And they all, even if they survive, even if unscathed by physical injury, they carry the weight of these moments really for the rest of their lives. So we're there to support them as well, as best we can. Very important to Andrew Carnegie in establishing the commission was that he did not want heroes to in any way suffer as a result of their split-second decision. So we're there to recognize and support. Very humble, represents the best of what we're capable of being. And one of the important things that we do too is we remind heroes that receive our medal that what they did was extraordinary, because the humility really is a common thread that runs almost universally through their ranks. But we're here to remind them that what they did was extraordinary. It saved a life, not only one life, but generations of that young boy's life to come that would not otherwise have been. So it takes time, I think, in some cases for them to realize the gravity of it, but we're here to recognize and honor what they did. And again, the long-lasting implications on everyone involved. We travel throughout the United States and Canada, not only to investigate the cases and establish the nominated cases for our award, but also to, when we can, as much as we can, as often as we can, to present the medal ourselves. And when we're not able to do that because of the distance, numbers of our awardees, we're thankful that others step up and also advocate for us and act as our representatives in personal presentation of the Carnegie Medal. We receive nominations in a number of different ways: online, phone calls, in writing, but contact us. CarnegieHero.org is our website. We only consider acts that are brought to our attention within 2 years of the date of the Rescue Act. So anything that's happened recently within the last 2 years, we'd love to hear from you.